Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Warzone In Depth. I hope you enjoyed the new intro. We finally have some branding going on for this series, but I think I'm going to keep each thumbnail different and unique while still honing in on a particular style. I haven't settled on that yet. Today's guide is going to be short and sweet, and it's about something that I'm almost embarrassed to admit that I missed in my best loadouts video. Several of you sent me this as a recommendation, and after using it a little bit, I absolutely loved it. You need at least one class with the fully loaded weapon perk on your weapons. This perk gives you maximum starting ammo for whatever weapon it's on. It's even better than hitting one of those ammo refills at the police station, because that one's only 2 mags if I'm not mistaken, and it's about the same as getting a free munitions box, except maybe for 2 weapons and no grenades. In this video, you're going to get to see me use it in 2 different games where I had, let's say, a rough start, came back, got the fully loaded box, and managed to use that to move forward and gain a lot of momentum with my team and almost win some. I picked my classes a little bit slowly because these are some of my first games with it and I kind of forgot where I put them, so give me a little break on that one. But have you ever had a game that starts off very rough? Have you ever had a game where you, let's say, land in a populated area, you fight tons of people, your squad struggles to survive, you're burning your ammo, you're just desperate, you're throwing grenades, you've got no plates, you're just rezzing each other over and over again, and finally, when you think it's over, when you don't hear footsteps, when you don't hear gunshots, and when you don't hear noises, you hear that little ripcord on the parachute, and you realize the parachute pistol revenge squad is coming back in either to just cheese you since you don't have armor, or to find that gun they left behind and then cheese you. So after another round of fighting, you're left with nothing, maybe like a half mag of ammo on an SMG and a sniper rifle with 2 shots, and most of your team is dead. You yourself are probably dead, in the gulag, or maybe waiting on a buyback, and there's no loot to go around. There's nowhere safe to land. Everything is scarce. You spent 2 zones trying to survive your landing, and there's no ammo, so what do? Even if you land where the fighting was and pick up one of those guns, you're at best going to have 1 mag of ammo, and you have to bum that off of your friend who's also desperate. Well, if you use one of your 10 loadout classes and equip the weapons with fully loaded, you can land on a loadout drop, grab that class, and you're immediately fully kitted with a gun, perks, ammo, and absolutely everything. Oftentimes, if you're lucky, there'll be other guns laying around, so you don't even need overkill that badly. Personally, what I like to do is I like to run a Ram 7 with fully loaded instead of sleight of hand on it, and I'll run a Renetti with fully loaded instead of a Kimbo, and then I'll just grab a nearby SMG. There's SMGs everywhere in Warzone. They're not particularly hard to find. This is my personal setup. I totally get that lots of people will want to do this with overkill and a sniper rifle and fully loaded, and that's totally okay too. It's not at all a bad decision. I just personally prefer to have Ghost over everything else in the game, and since all of my sweaty competitive friends love to snipe, I usually don't. I'm usually that third guy that sits around doing nothing, looking at the back line while all 3 of them focus on one little flea bouncing around in the distance. It doesn't really matter exactly what weapons you choose, it's what you want and what you're comfortable with, but what does matter is that you choose 2 different weapons to maximize your initial starting ammo pool. This is a very important strategy that, again, I'm embarrassed that I haven't been using, because the later into the game you respawn, the more essential this kind of class will be. If you die early game and respawn and come back and kind of grab it, it's kind of meh, to be honest. There's still plenty of loot on the ground. There's still probably loot where you died. It's not that hard to find ammo. If you survive more than 3 minutes, you'll probably have ammo. But if it's late game and, there's like 15, 20 people left, you get your friend did a desperate buyback, you're coming back in, there's one little supply drop still in the zone somehow, or a loadout drop, it's the best thing ever. Because literally nowhere else that you land late game will you be able to find a weapon, except maybe a dead body, but that'll be an incredibly hot spot, and ammo is going to be pretty much non-existent. And what'll happen is if you land late game, grab this fully loaded class, it just gives you a lot of momentum to move forward and fight, and you don't really need much. Okay, so you won't have full plates. You'll be 1 plate shy, big whoop, but you have all the ammo, grenades, and everything that you need, and you won't be back totally useless, because I'm sure a lot of you have come back with just a pistol, or like you get that 1 mag of ammo, and there's not really much you can do with your team. And sometimes if you do this earlier game, like let's say before the end circles, of course, you can carry your team forward by getting this and having the ammo to fight and kill a few people, get their money, and then just buy your team back. It really, really helps a lot. I think it's a fantastic class, and sometimes it might carry you to a victory, or you might get an ending kind of like this one, which I just couldn't believe how this one ended. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Or theoretically, you could follow me on Mixer, where I stream like basically every day. But here's the unbelievable ending. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it live for you. Use the gas mask.
Ah, it's an M4, of course.
Yeah, that's what the that's not for me tonight. That's a C4 and an RPG directly on a single person in a small room, and no, he's fine. No, that's unacceptable. No EOD, none of that.
Yeah, that was busted. And we played that game great too.